The Abrams can dish it out, and it can take it. The hull is lifted onto a large dolly, which transports it to a massive bay called a spinner hangar. Then the crane moves the hull into a vertical position. Next, it's placed safely behind 10-meter-high, 7-ton doors. Inside, millions of tiny steel pellets are blasted at the rotating tank hull, stripping away old paint and corrosion. In 90 minutes, the hull surface has been scraped back to its original metal. Next, certain spots on the hull are cut so the tank can be retrofitted with upgraded computer and weapon systems. Next, it's primed and painted with a durable military-grade paint, giving the tank another layer against the elements. The M1 Abrams unique engine and transmission are called the Power Pack. It combines a 1,500 horsepower turbojet engine with a 6-speed hydrokinetic transmission. The tank can accelerate from 0 to 30 kilometers per hour in 7 seconds and travel at speeds of up to 70 kilometers per hour. The Abrams engine is versatile and will run on just about anything that will burn, including gasoline, jet fuel, and even perfume. The engine and transmission take 4 weeks to overhaul. When they return from battle, they're coated with dirt and riddled with rust. Sand is the nemesis of the Power Pack, and in current theaters of operation, sand is everywhere. In February 1991, in the thick of Desert Storm, a squadron of American M1 Abrams battle tanks rolled towards Iraq. The mission? Cut off the Iraqi threat to Kuwait and take down the Republican Guard divisions near the Iraq-Kuwait border. The Americans were hoping for a surprise attack, but they were spotted. A squadron of hundreds of Iraqi tanks manned by the elite Republican Guards geared up for what was to be a classic standoff. Coming up on Battle Factory, the M1 Abrams turns a blinding storm into a Hail Mary maneuver. In the early hours of February 26, 1991, American forces were headed for a face-off against the tank units of the Iraq Elite Republican Guard. The outcome of the skirmish would play a deciding role in the success of the Iraq War. The Americans' offensive line was led by 36 M1 Abrams. They had hoped to have the advantage of surprise, but a slow advance gave away their position. Then, a sandstorm swept through the desert, cutting off their air support and reducing visibility to 0. They were on their own, outgunned, and heading into battle. After 8 months of the rebuild, the M1 Abrams is ready to be put back together. Its hull has been stripped, it's been repainted, outfitted with armor, and the engines have been rebuilt. All of the tank's parts have been either retooled or replaced. It's time to reassemble the 68-ton giant. Then the tracks are laid out. A drag line pulls the tracks over, and they're wound onto the sprockets and road wheels. Then, connectors are hammered in to hold the tracks in place. The turret fits back onto the hull like a 21-ton cap into the refurbished ring. It's a tough, delicate operation, lowering the heavyweight turret and a 6-meter cannon until it's perfectly aligned. In a blinding sandstorm, U.S. forces found themselves up against an unseen enemy. But the M1 Abrams could turn this desert storm to their advantage. Equipped with revolutionary GPS systems, they were able to navigate through 0 visibility and pull a Hail Mary flank move to sweep around the Iraqis, who they'd ID'd with thermal imaging. And when the sand cleared, the Americans were right on top of the Republican Guard. They didn't stand a chance. Before returning to the battlefield, the M1 Abrams has to survive the proving ground. A series of rigorous tests designed to push the tank to its limits and assess every aspect of the rebuild. Failure here could mean casualties in the combat zone. The tank tears through its paces, testing speed, target lock, and turret rotation, mobility, and sharp angle climbs. The M1 Abrams is battle ready. After 10 months, the refurbished tank is better than before, maybe even better than when it came off the line the first time around. The U.S. Army plans to keep on refurbishing this model until 2040. By then, there will be M1 Abrams that have served 50 years of active duty, that are veterans of the last great tank battle of the 20th century.